Previously on Plodding Parsons. I don't know if I can make this armor, especially not without Delvin. If you guys could do me a favor and go plead my case to Dellworth. Dellworth is a kind of a new ruler. He was great. They've protected this land, but lately Lord Dellworth has been sending his knights to collect more armor and more money. Sounds like there's some influences there.
Yeah, there's a shift happening here.
On your right, the path continues towards this city. There's a moat that surrounds the city, and you can see a giant drawbridge. There are two tiny figures standing next to this massive drawbridge.
I make an illusion of the wagon levitating.
Are you with the magic one? Are you a wizard?
Yes.
Why didn't you just say so? If you're with the magic one, come in.
I'm gonna run over to the table with the cauldron on it.
There's a piece of paper sitting next to the cauldron. You notice that the piece of paper that you have looks like it was torn out of one of the books. And Locke is there, and he's looking at his feet a little bit.
We were wondering if you could help us out with something, Locke.
It looks like some kind of potion, but it talks a lot about lycanthropy.
Do I recognize what lycanthropy is?
It is the curse that makes someone become a werewolf.
Oh.
She reaches into her bag again and she pulls out the case. Inside's a dagger. On the hilt of the dagger, there's an inscription of a bear.
Are we gonna kill the king? Is that something we're trying to do?
Cooki. There's a big cell. And inside the cell, there are two dwarves and a goblin.
What's up, boys?
Smee is sad. Smee did nothing wrong. They told Smee he stole gold and silverware.
Think about it, we could release all the prisoners at once.
I tell Delvin we're here to get you out.
Leaving's a bad idea. They're gonna notice. Then I will get thrown in jail.
Okay, I go down to this end of the hall and I unlock the door where Cooki was in.
Yay, Smee is so happy! As soon as you unlock that cell, Smee bolts.
Oh no! What do I see?
You see in the cell directly across from you a giant man.
Hey giant guy, what's up? I'm part of the team that's breaking you out. We're trying to break out all the prisoners.
I can't wait to strangle those guards.
It was nice meeting you. What was your name?
Zimgor the Horrible.
Alright, let's see what's behind door number 3.
Hello. I've been waiting for you to get to me. I hear there's a prison break.
There is. Just don't kill the lady guard.
Oh, I don't kill, I don't murder, that's not what I do. I run very convoluted and complicated financial scams.
Let's reconnect later. My name is Cooki. You can't forget me. What's your name?
I have many names, but I most recently have gone by the name Franklin. Who wants to recap what happened last time?
Well, I forget what happened last time.
That's not true. What do you remember?
We made our way down to the dungeon to try to free Delvin. And Delvin was all like,
Oh yeah, we had a prison break.
yeah.
In the episode called "We Had a Prison Break."
Nick, what are you doing?
He's getting like
wrapping your Christmas presents?
You know what that sounds like.
Nick, you had like so much time to prepare for this.
What do you mean? No, I didn't.
Nick, I literally called you guys, and you didn't even, and no one answered.
Yeah, we'll just wait till Nick's done whatever murder he's carrying out. Oh my god. What are you eating?
Goldfish.
No! So loud!
I want you to include all of this in the next video. Or at least send it to Nick so he can hear it.
Why would you pick goldfish?
No,
Because
I'm putting this in my video, definitely.
all we have are crunchy food. It's kind of
Because
rough.
I'm too lazy to edit.
Oh my
Give me some softer foods for if you want the recording to sound better. Send it in the mail. Send me some yogurt.
Dana's getting out chips.
I'll get some goldfish too.
Okay, yeah.
Here, I'll just switch to my phone.
We'll just do this tomorrow.
when everyone's less hungry.
All right, I'm ready. Is it better now?
Definitely better.
I can hear the bowl very loudly, but I can't hear the goldfish.
That's because the bowl is next to my phone. I'll just move that.
Oh, this is terrible. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
I am finished getting fishies.
You're getting goldfish too? Everyone's eating crunchy foods. We're like, okay, I'll wait until we get on the phone call to do D&D to eat all my crunchy food.
Well, I didn't even know there was fishies.
We don't have any non-crunchy food.
Okay, well, this just sounds like a bunch of people chewing now. This is the grossest phone call I've ever been on.
It's ASMR.
I'm very upset.
You know, ASMR videos are the highest performing on YouTube.
You're welcome.
Aren't cat videos the highest performing on YouTube?
No, music videos are the highest performing on YouTube.
Probably closely followed by cat videos.
Aren't music videos that highlight cats the highest performing videos on YouTube?
No, because Cats was a terrible movie.
Okay, you masticators, tell me what happened last time for real.
So I was saying that we found Delvin, and in the highlight of my glory, I was like, I'm ready to free Delvin and do the thing we set out to do. We found out Delvin didn't actually want to get broken out. We found out actually we were never supposed to break Delvin out. That was not a thing at all. We were supposed to just like try to talk him out of his jail cell and, you know, have a conversation, not murder people and release everyone from prison.
And then Cooki had the terrible idea that he was that we should just have a prison break.
Well,
And
it's
then
funny, 'cause I'm actually not the one that released the murderer in the first place. That was Dana. That was Theeva.
No.
No, we backtrack.
Keys.
You were like, you're going to take the keys with you? And I was like, oh, right. I'll leave you the keys. So I threw the keys and then they went into the cell.
Wait, no, you threw the keys into the cell. That's how they went into the cell.
That might be true, yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't just throw them randomly and they landed in the cell.
That's fair. I did throw them into the cell, but I didn't look in the cell. I didn't see who was in there, you know?
That was the problem.
I mean, fair. I'll accept
Yeah,
that.
but everyone almost died because.
The plan now.
But Cookie, you continued to bring out more murderous people.
You looked into the cell.
Roll with the plan at that point. It was too late to turn back. Now,
Nick, we'd only let go one prisoner accidentally, and then you're just like, oh, let's do this. Nick, do you know what I called my episode?
what?
It's all Cookie's fault.
What was it? It was Theeva's fault.
It's all Cookie's fault. Okay. Let me paint a picture of where you guys are at right now. So you just released a bunch of prisoners. They all went upstairs, and you are still downstairs. At the end of the hall, near the stairs, is a guard who, with a knife sticking out of his back on the ground, in a pool of his own blood. You are pretty sure he's quite deceased. In the dungeon, you have 4 criminals left. A kidnapper who kidnaps real kids. A man with an eye patch who no longer has the eye patch.
The tax guy.
And 2 people who, including Delvin, who did not want to leave because they want to serve their sentence and not get in trouble. And that's where you're at. What would you like to do?
All right. Now is the perfect time if we wanted to kill the king. To kill
I'm
the
gonna
king.
start saying,
Should we
Cookie!
kill the king?
And no, Nick, now is not the perfect time.
Why
I
not?
mean, if we're going to do it, it kind of does have to happen.
Me, Theeva, and Ted. Well, I used like up half of my spell slots.
Yeah, but we started the craziest distraction. Now's the time for us to get the king while the guards are getting murdered by a giant.
I mean,
I
yeah.
have 3 spell slots left.
Well, we don't have to kill the king. We could also leave and come back and try to commute Delvin's sentence.
Yes. I'm a little concerned about everyone we promised we were going to kill. Everyone we promised to. Everyone we made promises to. Everyone we made promises to about killing the king.
I mean, we didn't make any promises to anybody, did we? Just that one person? Who gave me the knife?
I guess.
Ted's like,
Give the knife to somebody else.
Ted like looks around and he's like, are you sure we're gonna be able to come back here ever again?
We'll need some more disguises, I think. Also, there's only a couple people who saw us who aren't dead, and most of them are on our side. Think about it. The head cook, she saw us, and she's one of the only people who's not on our side. The other person was the knight that lives near the king.
Yeah, I am pretty hesitant about the idea of us getting back in. It feels to me kind of like I don't want to come back.
I think we can do it.
Like we do it or we don't do it.
What?
Kill the king.
Well, yeah, if we do it or we don't do it. But if we don't do it, we can come back and try to commute Delvin's sentence.
Oh, right. I'm following you.
And shouldn't the king have like 7,000 guards around him?
Yeah, but we just released the guard murderer.
Yeah, guards with swords versus a guy who just strangles people.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's like, well, he did kind of take on those 2 guards pretty handily by himself.
Handily, I get it, because he uses hands.
Oh, I made a joke. He goes to give you a high five, Steve.
What's the joke?
He's
I'm gonna pretend that.
give you a high five instead.
I'm gonna high five him.
All right, so we're not. Sounds like the consensus is we don't kill the king.
I'm a little nervous to kill the king. I just want to fix him from being a werewolf, but also like all these terrible things are happening because of the king, and I just don't know what to do.
I think we should fix him and tell him that if he doesn't cooperate, we're gonna have to kill him.
I think we should align ourselves with Franklin, try and find him again.
Use
him to take down the king.
Everyone do a perception roll.
Oh, that means there are like 7,000 guards around us right now. 21.
I got an 11.
Oh, I got a critical fail.
Okay, Cookie, you're like deep in your ideas right now. You don't hear anything, but everyone else, you hear what sounds like a huge commotion upstairs.
Look, nobody's gonna come to us.
Okay. I want to know what's going on upstairs, but
You think we should just run away?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, do we just give up? Do we feel like we messed this up too bad and abort mission?
Let's
Abort
go.
mission.
Abort. I'm gonna escape out the barrel.
I was launching it as a question.
Abort.
Abort. We abort. I abort. I go to join Steve Jr. downstairs.
Okay. So your plan is to leave.
Yes.
I'm not
Absolutely.
sure if I don't love it. I don't love either option.
I'm gonna go before Tim says you hear sounds coming down the stairs.
I'm just gonna say right now, you hear some screams of pain and cries for help upstairs.
Oh, guys.
You can certainly leave. It's an option.
Let's run.
But
We should probably go.
they need help.
You can also split up.
Oh, I will die
Yeah,
on my own if everyone else goes.
Ted's like, I think we should at least try and fix this. Ted would go with Theeva
Okay.
if you wanted to split up.
I want to try and
People are
fix
gonna
it.
like kill
No.
us.
I hate it when we split up. I'm going with you guys if you're gonna
Yeah.
try. Except I think it's the wrong move. I think we should run.
We can't just leave them there to be murdered by people we let out. Listen, we're not even going to go through with it, so we let all these people
Hey,
out.
what if we save the people and then pretend we're the heroes? Just like how, our Uncle David started a forest fire and then put it out, and then got in the newspaper for putting out the forest fire. Let's go put out the forest fire.
I feel roused by that speech. I'm ready.
I thought Uncle Bruce started the forest fire.
Uncle Bruce did start a forest fire, but he didn't get in the news for putting it out.
Separate fires.
Yeah.
Wow, a lot of fires were set by our extended family. Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
I think we should go upstairs.
I
think we
rushed upstairs.
I reckon here.
Let's go. Last time Cookie went somewhere alone, he lost his leg. Actually, no, his foot.
Okay. You guys really sent me for a wheelhouse there. I quickly had to figure out what you guys were going to do if you left the castle.
No.
And I was ready. I was ready for it, but you guys decided not to. So
there's like a war breaking out, let's probably escape.
okay, this is what you see. The scene as you crest the top of these stairs is absolute and utter chaos. You see Smee the goblin hanging from the top of the now open double doors of the dining room, slinging bits of turkey and bread at a few guards below. You see Zimgor the Horrible standing beside a guard who he seems to have freshly strangled. He turns around as someone whips an arrow at him and roars and starts running towards them. The friend of the guard, you assume he is his friend, kneels down beside him and puts his head down on his body. Deneth and Bill and a third guard surround Zimgor and start peppering him with their swords. Zimgor roars, swipes Bill aside. Bill lands with a crash against the far wall, and Zimgor takes off running at a gallop towards the main door. You see down the spiral staircase a man in armor. As he turns around, you see his face scarred, only one tuft of hair on the left side of his head. You recognize this knight as the knight you have become acquainted with. He leaps down off the railing and yells, "What's going on down here? Where in all God's name is Matthias?" Two dwarves get chased back inside from the entrance, pursued by two guards. Zimgor barrels through them, and they collapse onto the ground as he punches his way out the door and into freedom. A female gnome lays unconscious on the ground a few steps away from you, her arms bound together. What would you like to do?
Oh, jeez. Do we go after Zimgor?
Now that I've read to you my soliloquy that I wrote up yesterday, you guys can feel free to do whatever you want.
Let's go after Zimgor and pretend that we're trying to bring him down.
Wait, are we not trying to bring him down?
Oh yeah, well we can legitimately try it, but pretend that we didn't let him loose in the first place, Theeva.
That's fair. I will say that Denethen is there, and she saw us do that.
Oh, should we kill her?
No!
We should have let her die earlier.
No! I don't
She's
know
got
what
cover.
so evil.
You're now in bullet time. You're frozen at the top of the stairs. No time has passed until you make your next decision.
Okay.
All right.
I do think we should probably go after Zimgor. There is part of me that wants to get Smee out as well, but I think we need to go after Zimgor.
Smee's a good guy.
I know. I want to
Crazy.
get him out. I want to free him.
Oh, I see.
What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, same as
Steve,
you.
what do you want to do?
Go after Zimgor.
Okay.
What should we do about Smee?
Where's me right now?
On top of a very tall door.
Slinging bits of food down at the guards below.
I'm gonna tell me to stop.
I
I will.
As soon as you decide to do something, you will exit bullet time and stuff will start happening very quickly.
Let's run towards Zimgor.
You all also don't have to do the same things.
Yeah, but we shouldn't. If we're going to take on Zimgor, we really need, I think, all of us to be there to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's very strong. So
I think we should run after Zimgor.
I think, unfortunately, I think we need to go after Zimgor and leave Smee to his own defenses with his turkey. You can't let this guy go. That's it.
Okay, so you guys run for the entrance.
Is that where he went out?
He went out the front entrance.
Then yeah, I guess let's run for the front entrance.
Okay, so you start running for the front entrance. You see running right alongside you Bill and Jeneth, who are also in pursuit of Zimgor. Jeneth turns to you guys and she's like, what do you think you're doing right now? And Bill looks at you, Cooki, and Steve, and he's like, now's the time.
No,
For what?
I got him.
Oh, we gotta kill the king right now. Let's go try and kill the king. We gotta learn about this king.
Do we trust that Bill got him?
Steve, you want to come with me to kill the king?
Okay.
All right, let's go.
This has been a roller coaster. I don't know what.
Bye, Theeva. Good luck.
No.
Oh, you want to come with us?
I don't know. I'm sad.
You're the one who let that monster go.
Oh, terrible.
Ted's like, Ted's like, if you got this mission, Bill, you want me to stick with you guys? Bill's like, sure, I'm sure we could use the strength. This is all happening like mid-jog. You're running down the hall towards the entrance.
I'm gonna stay and fight Zimgor too then. I'm gonna fix it.
All right, Steve and I are going upstairs.
Okay, great. So you guys peel off. I
Your
will.
story is
Before I leave,
changing.
where is the king?
He
Bill, how do I find the king?
You guys know this. There's a hallway with vases, and this is the hallway that leads towards Dellworth's room, which is what Penny told you. What you also know is that when you were hiding in the knight's room, from a door at the north part of the hallway came Matthias grumbling about how he was rejected in his request to see Dellworth.
Then we will head to the bases.
Okay, so what you guys see as you turn around, he's still slinging food and laughing maniacally. One of the guards starts climbing the door, like jabbing two sides of his knives into the sides of the door, and Smee hits him right in the face with what you hope is mud, but you expect might be something else. And he yells out and falls down to the ground. There are a few other prisoners running around. You see the knights start yelling out and running to cut them off to the entrance. You guys run past all of this towards the stairs. Theeva and Ted and Bill and Deneth all pass through the entrance, and you are in this like this pathway that leads down this cliff face that ends at where you remember is near the market. And Zimgor has stopped halfway down. There are about 4 guards around him. So let's start with Steve and Cooki. You guys run up the stairs to the vase hallway?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are going to be happening simultaneously. Steve and Cooki, you bolt up the stairs. You get up 1 floor and you get up the 2nd floor. You burst out into the landing. You turn right, run down the hall, enter that circular observation tower room, and you peel right and you zoom down this hallway, and still wet with water from when Theeva blasted Cooki with her druidcraft spell. And you guys both hear moaning. You remember you heard this before, slightly, but pretty loud. What do you guys do?
I guess we should wait. Where's the moaning coming from?
Let me draw out this hallway for you guys. Here's this circular room that you came into from the hallway from the stairs. And then this hallway goes north to south. At the north side of this hallway is another circular room. The moans sound like they're coming from northeast, to the front of you and to the right of you.
All right. Well, let's head north.
Okay. What do? Do you open up this door? Do you go into this room?
Steve,
What do you think we should do?
let's open the door
Sorry.
slowly, softly.
Okay.
Slowly.
There is no person in this room, so you don't have to roll a stealth roll for this. You crack open the door, and right in front of you, next to the spiral staircase that goes down, this room looks very similar to the other circle room, the other tower room, but there's a pedestal. On the pedestal is a bird cage. Inside the bird cage is a bird with gold and red feathers, and it looks at you as you enter.
Interesting.
There are also windows to the north side of the room and to the west side of the room. Are you guys inspecting this room, or what are you doing?
Yeah, let's take a quick look.
Okay. What do you inspect first?
The bird.
Okay. Yeah, the bird looks at you, and it looks a little sad, and it stares into your eyes and returns your gaze, and you feel the sense that it is thinking.
You think
bad,
that the bird is
Theeva
thinking.
Theeva could have talked to it.
Yeah.
Well, not much we can do. Should we steal it? How big is this bird?
Cooki, this bird, if it was standing next to you, would come up to almost your shoulder.
Oh wow, it's a big bird.
Yeah,
It must also be a big cage.
Yes, it's quite big. It takes up most of the center of this room next to the spiral staircase.
Can I open the door to the cage to get a better look?
It is locked.
What's the lock look like?
It looks pretty simple.
You think I could smash it and break it off?
You could try.
I'm gonna try and smash the lock with my sword, my new sword.
Okay, do a strength check.
I don't have a lot of strength.
You got a 10.
I got a 10.
Yeah, you whack it with the hilt of your sword a few times. You hear a little crack, and the lock breaks.
All right.
Off on the ground.
Well, I'll open the door then.
Okay, you open the door. It looks at you cautiously and then nudges its head out of the door.
Can I try and pet it? And
You
hold
can
my
try.
hand up?
Do an
Yeah.
animal handling.
I hold my hand like I am in the picture. up to the bird.
Okay.
I got a 19. Oh, a 17. I got a 17.
Okay. It lets you stroke the side of its head. As you do so, you feel something wet on your hand, and as it pulls away, you see its eye is shimmering like it was crying. And you look down on your hand, and you see a droplet that quickly hardens.
Whoa. It's a phoenix tear. Do we know if it's a phoenix?
You could check. That would be
Advisable.
I'm
That
gonna
was-
do an Arcana check.
yeah. I think an Arcana check would be the right thing.
6.
You're like, I think this is a bird.
I got an 18.
18.
Yeah.
Because of your longevity, you've seen one of these birds before, but only probably once in your life, and you recognize it as a phoenix. It kind of like acknowledges you once more, and then spreads out its wings and takes off down the hallway from where you came.
Nice. We did a little good today. Do I still have the tear in my hand?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put it in my backpack.
Okay. Now you
See.
have a phoenix tear.
That sounds like something that is good to keep a hold of.
What do phoenix tears do?
With an Arcana check with an 18, you know, like legend has it that a phoenix tear will rise you from basically death's grasp. But that's kind of just a legend.
Oh, so I can save my bunny.
You're not sure. Maybe. I guess you're still holding a briefcase in one of your hands at like all time.
I've been doing that. Yeah.
You just really forget that that's happening.
Steve, did you check out any parts of this room?
What's the room again?
How much attention are you giving this, Isaiah? It's a circular room. There were only 2 things I noted: that there are 2 windows to the north and to the west, and a birdcage. And there's a door to the west where you are hearing moaning coming from.
Is there a keyhole in the door?
Yeah, but not unlike most of the doors you've seen so far. You've noticed that most of those doors have been unlocked.
I'm gonna try and look through that keyhole.
You try and look through the keyhole. The keyhole is you cannot perceive anything through the keyhole.
I'm
As
gonna
Steve
try and look
puts-
under the
but-
door.
But roll.
As Steve puts his head up to the keyhole, I push it a little bit so he hits his head on the door.
Okay, Steve, do a perception roll. Cookie, and do a strength check.
Oh,
12.
I'm not doing it hard. I'm just gonna, like a practical joke.
Okay, you got a 12. Steve, you hear moaning in the other room. You also hear someone talking. You can't make out what they're saying, and then your head hits the door with a thump, and the talking stops.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go run and hide and tell Cookie.
Yeah,
that-
it's probably not the best choice.
Okay,
I'm gonna keep looking through the keyhole. I'm gonna look into the keyhole.
okay.
What do I see? Or should I roll?
You can't see through the keyhole. There's nothing to be perceived through the keyhole. It's too small. You can't look through it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna try and listen.
Yeah, they stopped talking, so you can try and listen, but they're not saying anything any longer.
I got a 12.
Yeah, you hear, okay, what you hear is a bit of silence, and you hear like, what was that? And then you hear like, oh, it's probably feathers. What do you do?
I draw my silver knife,
Okay.
and I'm gonna stand. Which way does the door open? Does it open towards me, or does it open out?
I think we determined the doors in this castle open in towards the rooms.
Oh, perfect. Which
so
side does it open towards? This side or this side?
The doorknob is on the right-hand side of the door as you're
All right. I'm gonna stand on the left side of the door, so when it opens, I'll be behind it
Okay.
with my knife.
This is so not gonna work.
Steve, where are you at?
I'm hiding just behind something.
There's
All there is the bird cage and
there's the
some.
platform with the bird cage on it. Otherwise, there's nothing really except for some stairs that actually go down the tower you're in.
I'm gonna hide behind that platform.
Okay. You don't. Nothing happens. No one
Oh.
comes out.
Should we make a louder noise? Do you think?
Oh boy.
I am going to knock on the door.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. You knock on the door.
Oh no.
Then you hear like, oh, I think someone's here.
I do the special knock.
And you hear the door opens. Are you like poised behind it still?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like digging up a ditch.
So the door opens, and you see the golden locks of Sir Gildry as he opens the door and
Oh
looks
my
out.
goodness.
And he like peers out, and like eyes go wide, and he's like, "Oh no!" And you hear from behind them like, "Oh, what is it, Sir Gildry?" And he's like, nothing. You know what? It's nothing." And he closes the door and goes back inside. He noticed, obviously, the phoenix was missing, but did not see you go. What do you do?
Hey, Steve, I think we should yell, Feathers is gone.
Okay.
Alright, I yell as loud as I can. Feathers is gone!
I stay
Where'd
behind
he
my
go?
hiding spot.
As soon as you yell, Cookie, the door slams open again. Sir Gildry jumps out with his sword drawn, and he says, "The thieves are still here!" And he whips his head around looking for you guys. Steve, do a quick stealth roll to see how well you're hiding.
Okay. An 18.
Okay. Cookie, can you describe to me where you are and what you're doing in relation to Sir Gildry, who just leapt out from in front of the door, is looking around? Are you hidden at all, or are you just like plastered against the wall?
I'm still, I'd be behind the door, because that's where I was when I yelled.
Oh, I think you misunderstood. The door swings into the rooms,
Yes, I
Like,
knew that.
the
That's why I
quarters,
said. That's
and
why I
the
said.
bedrooms.
That's why I said. Oh my
Oh.
goodness, this is gonna go so wrong.
So the door
Nick,
swings.
they're in a room.
Not a room?
The door
I thought
swings
it was a
into the room that they are inhabiting. You're in a tower, which seems to be connecting different hallways together.
It sounds like, I'm still standing here, because that's what I thought. So, my character is definitely still just standing right here, next to where the door would be.
Oh boy.
Why did I come with the dumbest person?
Okay. There's no stealth roll you can roll such that he does not see you. He
Can
whips.
I roll a stealth roll anyways?
Okay. Just to
What if-
see.
You never know. Maybe I'll get a perfect 20 and
I got a
oh
16.
my god, a 16.
Alright, that's a decent stealth roll. You're in the shadows, but he still whips his head around. This is not a very big room, and he heard you yell, and he sees you. And I'm going to bounce quickly to Theeva at this point. Theeva, you, Bill, Ted, and Denethen running down the hall.
I
Or
thought we
sorry,
were
not
in
the
the
hall, the path.
outside, yeah.
Yeah, the path down to Zimgor. You hear Zimgor roar and say, "Zimgor has strangled enough guards. I'm ready to leave." And he swats at these guards, but they're poking at him with these like pikes, and they have some pretty good range, so they're able to keep him steady until you guys get closer. And Jeneth turns to you and she says, "How do I know I can trust you?"
It's a good question.
I was gonna say, I guess you don't, except for I'm here to try to kill him.
You should say it's all Cookie's fault.
She nods, and Bill's like, "What do you mean, Jeneth?" And she just shakes her head and she's like, "Let's just get this guy." Now I want everyone to roll initiative.
Everyone's in initiative.
Everybody.
That one.
We
Is
can still
initiative
talk
and
it.
dexterity?
We can't still talk it out?
You can try and talk with this knight, but he thinks you're a thief. His sword is drawn. You are in an altercation.
Oh, and I'm also holding a silver knife.
A
Yeah,
6?
you're holding a knife. Yeah.
Alright, I got a 14.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Did you roll your initiative?
Yeah, I
already?
got a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
And you are 17, Theeva. Okay. So this is gonna be a big boss fight, guys.
Let's do it. Go us. Let's try to fix the bad things we did.
So the first person to go is Jenna, and you notice, Theeva, that she's still like, she's like limping a little bit. You still see her bleeding
Oh no.
out of her nose, but she says, "Hey, Zimgor," and he turns around. She's like, "You should have finished me off when you had the chance." and
I really don't want her to die.
And she swipes at him with her sword. Totally misses. She's pretty embarrassed. She thought she sounded really cool. Theeva, you are up.
Oh, I'm up next.
Mhm.
I am going to use my black weapon. It's been a really long time I'm trying to currently remind myself of how this works. So I'm gonna breathe out some ice sound, I guess. So I guess it's just a saving throw attack, right? I roll and he rolls.
If it's a saving throw, only he has to roll. So it's against your Constitution DC.
I guess so. 8 plus Constitution plus proficiency. So
Okay.
10.
10. So against a 10, he has to beat. He does.
Yeah.
What does it do
It's
if anything
saving
happens?
effect half damage.
Half damage. Okay, roll 1d6.
6.
Okay, yeah, you like reel your head and like burst out. What kind of breath is this?
Ice cold.
Cold. This like freezing like cloud of ice bursts out of your mouth and your nostrils and envelops his head, and he screams and he's like, "Oh! I just got hit by dragon fire! Oh, but it's so cold! I'm so confused." He like shakes his head, but he seems to be holding his ground pretty well. Cookie, you are up.
All right.
Can
So
I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do we know who the king's name is?
Yes. You know his name's Lord Dellworth.
Oh, okay. Continue.
All right. I'll first I'm gonna try and talk to the knight, Sir Gildry.
Yeah.
Say,
You guys can always talk, and you can talk out of order too, I'd say, as long as it doesn't get like ridiculously long.
I say, Sir Gildry, thank God I found you. Somebody let loose the bird. I don't know who, but I saw the bird flying past me when I was in this hallway. By the time I got here, it was already gone.
He looks at you, Cookie, and he's like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm
Why
a
are you-
diplomat.
Why are you holding a knife?"
Tell him
Because-
about the light downstairs.
Because I was trying to find the person who let the bird go, of course, and to kill him.
He's, unless you want to use your one action for a very low probability deception roll, he's just not convinced. And he's like, "You have quite some nerve coming up here with a knife like that. I will protect my king."
Oh.
And
this
he
is
like
about
shakes
the
his
king?
head again, and his golden locks like flow in the breeze.
Oh, let's see. Oh, what should I do? So where is Sir Gildry right now?
He's like,
Is he in the room with us?
yeah, I'd say he's like a few steps out of the doorway.
Oh, well, I was right here. So I'm going to try and escape this way into this room with the knife.
Okay, you were going to take an attack of opportunity.
Yep. Oh, I might die.
Uh-oh.
Yes, so he will swing his sword at you. He says, "Oh, not so fast, buddy." And he swings his great sword at you. And what's your AC?
It's a 12.
Okay, he definitely makes contact with your back as you're trying to push past him. And he will deal 8 damage.
Yes! I have 1 health left.
Ah!
Cookie, you stumble into this room.
Do you ever notice that I was there?
He has not yet noticed you. Cookie, you're in this magnificent chamber.
With the Chamber of Secrets? Is that why the
I
Phoenix
hope
was?
it's the Chamber of Secrets. Phoenix makes sense.
No, this is like the opposite of Hogwarts. There's like no magic here.
Oh, it's just warts.
Just works. It's this giant chamber. This whole north wall is a giant window. And you take a glimpse out of it as you run in, and you see something you've never seen before in your life. It's the ocean. It's this giant blue cascading endless sea. It's churning against the cliff sides as waves crash against them. And for just a brief second, you're in awe before you remember you are here to murder the man who is laying in a bed right here.
Oh
that's
my gosh.
He looks pale and skinny. He is in his bedclothes with the blankets tight around him. And by the bedside is another man. It's actually not a man, it's a woman. She's dressed in a long robe. You recognize this as like a priest or priestess's garb. And she's kneeling by the bed, murmuring. And as you break in, she whips her head up and she sees you. And that's what you see. What do you do?
well, I gotta try and kill the king.
Okay.
So I go up to the king and I kill him with the knife.
He dies and you win.
Yay!
No, that's not what happens.
Oh, I knew that.
Isaiah.
Yay!
What happens is you try and stab him. Do an attack roll.
All right. What would be the attack roll for? Is there a plus anything to the attack?
Are you proficient in knives?
Proficiency. Simple weapons.
Huh?
Simple. Yes, 1d4 damage. If you hit. So go ahead. Yeah, roll. Add your proficiency.
What I get? Oh, I
14.
got a 16.
Okay. Yeah, you run in there and you're surprised to see him just like laying down on a bed in front of you, and like wide-eyed you bring down this dagger and it gets him right in the side and he yelps and he says, "Oh gosh! Oh, on top of everything, I'm being murdered!" Roll your damage.
I don't love this part of the campaign. I feel like there's no good solutions. Everything makes me feel icky inside.
I got a 3. Is he dead?
And he dies, and you're teleported out of the castle, and you live happily ever after.
Yay!
No, he's not dead. He's now bleeding and grabbing his side, and he's like, "Oh, Gildry, help, please! Dear Lord,
What's wrong with you?
have mercy, assassin!"
Why? Why should I have mercy?
I don't know who you are, but I'm the lord of this kingdom. Please stand down. He gets a little weaker as he's talking. You hear him start coughing. Bill is up.
Well, I did just try to kill the king.
So Bill will go. He lunges after Zimgor with a sword and strikes him for 6 damage. Zimgor yells out in pain. There are 4 guards that now go in a row. I'll roll 1 attack for all of them.
That's a good one.
Yep. They are striking him with a pike, and that will do 5 damage each.
Nice.
Zimgor goes down on one knee, and he's like, "Oh, gosh." He stands up, and he turns around and looks at you guys, and he's like, "I have one last chance, don't I?" And he looks at Denethen, and he tries to grab her and strangle her. And he does. He grabs her by the neck.
Oh no!
And squeezes a bit. And you see Denethen grow purple as her eyes start to roll back in their sockets.
No!
Wait, actually, this is good. She's the only one who saw us get rid of the prisoners.
It's Ted's turn, and he attacks Zimgor. But
Yes,
misses.
good idea.
With both of his sword and his battle axe, he's kind of panicking. He's like, I haven't attacked anyone in too long. Ah! It's the priestess's turn. She looks up at you, Cooki, and she's like, "Please, this man, he's suffering."
Why?
"I don't know." And she
Okay.
stands up and she says, "But I can't let you do this to him now." And she goes for the knife. She lunges at you. She's going to do a dexterity contest with you to try and steal this knife from you.
Oh, nice. I'm good at dexterity. So do I do a dexterity saving throw, or do I do regular dexterity?
Regular dexterity.
Oh, I'm not as good at those. I got a 3.
Okay.
Oh,
She
no.
wrestles with you, and the knife falls to the ground and slides under the bed.
Oh, crap.
Now it is Steve's turn.
Hey,
Finally.
Steve, I need help. I'm probably going to die.
Okay, well, I'm going to, so, is Sir Gildry still there? Or whatever his name is?
Yeah, he's like looking into the room now, getting like he's just about to start sprinting back into the room after Cooki, but it's not his turn yet in the order, so you will get to do it.
I'm gonna try and sneak out.
He's just gonna leave.
No,
He's gonna leave?
sneak the Cookie.
Okay, I don't think you're gonna be able to like sneak around Sir Gildry. He's in the doorway basically. You can run past him.
Well, I'm gonna try and run past him.
Okay, he's not engaged with you, so you'll be able to run past him without him attacking you as an opportunity attack. So you run from behind him into the room and you burst in.
I point at the king and say, "Stab him again."
Doesn't the lady have the knife?
Did I
No,
send
it's up to you. You can
Where's
probably
the
just
knife?
stab the wound, though. I already made a wound in the side.
Well, I'm gonna pull out my knife.
Steve?
Okay.
My small knife.
So Dellworth looks up at you, Steve, as you run in there and you draw your knife. You burst past Sir Gildry, who yells, "Oh no, there's a second one!" And Dellworth looks at you with terror in his eyes, and he's like, "No, it can't be. It's Ranastad. Are you here for revenge?"
What do you call him? I didn't catch that.
Ranastad.
Who's Rana? Rana's dad?
Are you here to revenge what my father did?
Oh, this is about the Dragonborns. No, we're just murdering you. Regular murder.
To avenge what you did.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's the right answer.
He closes his eyes and he says, "I was afraid this day would come." Steve, roll an attack.
13.
You hit him. You nick him again on the side, quite near where he's already bleeding from. He's trying to wriggle out of the way, so you're not able to just like plunge it into his heart or anything. He screams out again. Roll damage, D4.
Yeah, do knives even have any attack?
I feel like we're doing the wrong thing. Like the silver knife didn't mean anything. I'm having some murder
One.
regrets.
I have
A
had
one.
nothing but murder regret.
Okay, it's Sir Gildry's turn. He bursts in. What he's going to do is he is going to swing at both of you.
How does he do that with the height differential?
Well, he has multi attacks. So he's going to, with one arm, he's going to swing his sword towards you, Steve, and he's going to try and shove Cooki out of the way with his other arm at the same time. Try and put himself in between you and the king. The attack on Steve hits for 9 damage.
Ooh.
And Cooki, yes, he's able to shove you, and you fly across the room and you land prostrate on the ground. You do not take damage.
Phew, I didn't die.
Well, both of us are on the verge of dying right now.
How much health do you have left?
1.
Oh my god!
So we're trying to kill the king and we're ourselves just like bleeding out all over the place.
Not good.
It is Dellworth's turn now.
I want you both just to think about if there's anything you have in your kits to heal yourselves. Like that might be a good thing to evaluate in this moment.
Yeah, Gildry like stands in between you guys and his king, and he says, "Stand back from Lord Dellworth." And now it's Lord Dellworth's turn. And he moans even louder, and he's like, "Oh, I wish the man of magic had." And that's the last thing he says before he roars this time instead of moans. And you see just like his back arch as
No.
the tufts of hair start popping out from all over his body.
We're not ready for this.
He blinks once very hard and his eyes turn yellow, and he just seems to like grow in size, and his face contorts into something more wolf-like, and he howls up at the sky and looks around wildly. Gildry and the priestess both look at him. Gildry's like, "Look, sir," and the werewolf roars and swipes at Sir Gildry.
Nice. This is what I was hoping for.
I mean,
He can,
is it what any of us are hoping for? Because it doesn't sound like a good situation in any way.
Hey, are there any windows in this room? Can I look up and see if there's windows on the wall?
There's
That huge window.
Just that huge one with the ocean?
is it even your turn, Nick?
I'm just looking around.
what window you do see is the large window that looks out to the ocean.
Oh, okay.
It's the only window there is. There's also a door on the opposite side of the room. So you're actually near that Cookie,
Oh, good. Okay.
and it's closed.
Uh-oh, but what about Steve?
The werewolf swings out at Sir Gildry, swipes out with his claws, and hits him across the face, and does some damage. Sir Gildry's like, "Sir, oh!" And then lunges at him with his mouth and tries to bite him.
Oh, no. Now he's gonna become a werewolf.
He hits Sir Gildry with his claws, but Sir Gildry is able to lunge out of the way as Dellworth leaps at him to try and bite him. And now it's Jeneth's turn. But Jeneth, you note, seems to be unconscious.
Uh-oh.
Oh, not dead? That's good.
Not good.
Now it is Theeva's turn.
I'm gonna use my scimitar because I wanna hit this guy and avenge Jenna.
Okay. You draw your scimitar, and Ted's like, "What? You have a scimitar this whole time?"
Yeah.
You had a scimitar?
Yeah, I forgot about my melee weapons because I've only really been using my spell slots. But here we are.
Steve and I both go, you have a scimitar?
As you're bleeding out on the floor, have you looked for your any healing powers yet?
As we're bleeding out on the floor,
Okay,
like-
so I'll do a strength.
like
Attack,
seven
strength,
things away from her.
So 18.
18. Roll your damage.
1d6. 6.
Okay, yeah. You swing down your scimitar
And I yell, it's for Jenna.
on Zimgor. You just get him like right across the back, and you see his like white-knuckled grip relax on Jeneth as he yells out and crumples to the ground.
Can I go over and see if Jeneth is okay? Or is that I only did an action. Can I move over to her?
Yeah, you can move over to her.
Cool.
You're still in initiative. You cannot do anything further. Jeneth, her breathing's quite shallow. It's Ted's turn. He's like, "Oh dear. I know medicine," and he like does some like mouth-to-mouth resuscitation or something, and her breathing regulates.
Yay!
It's now the priestess's turn. She looks in horror at what was her king, and she raises up her holy symbol, which is a book of prayer that she draws from, and she says, "Stand back, you beast!" And it issues out a ray of light, and that's her turn. There's now like a ray of light cast around her.
Whoa.
You're up.
Someone who does magic. Wow. My turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are close to the foot of the bed. You can see by your foot is the knife that Cooki had dropped.
Oh, do a foot grab.
I'm gonna pick up the knife, the
Okay.
silver.
With your foot?
Why would I use my feet?
Okay. You notice this knife. You bend over and you snatch it off the ground. Now you're holding this knife.
And I'm going to look at my character sheet, see if I have any healing. Because healing would be helpful, but I probably don't.
I actually think that you have no healers in your party.
I can heal.
Oh, Theeva can heal.
So then why were you tempting us by saying, look for something that can help us heal?
I said that. I didn't know if you guys had it.
Yeah, that was a Theeva suggestion.
In my brain, I was like, I know I have something. Maybe they're forgetting if they have something like in their pack that will help save them.
I mean, I've got a phoenix tier, but I'm saving that for my bunny. So if I die here, I die here.
I'm gonna use Nick's knife on the werewolf,
All right, you're gonna try and stab him.
Get them right in the heart.
right in the heart.
Roll an attack.
16.
Oh, that's stellar.
I will tell you that a 16 is why can't I find his AC? Just to keep you in suspense for another second
I know,
longer.
like, did he do it?
Find out next time.
Oh, yeah.
No. No.
Easy. So you plunge this silver dagger right into the werewolf's heart,
Whoa!
and the werewolf roars out. Oh, please fix that. Oh my god. I'm playing this battle.
I'm really excited for that to be in recording.
Well, I didn't hear much, but I guess I'm just gonna leave the call.
I think I fixed it. I muted Isaiah.
Sounds
Yeah.
better.
Awesome. All right, so you stab him right in the heart. He roars out and staggers around. He does not yet fall, but you can see blood pouring from his wound, and he is in a shocking amount of pain. For, as you saw in human form, he did not seem very affected by these daggers. It is Sir Gildry's turn in the order.
Full damage?
This is kind of a magical effect. I don't think damage will determine what happens from here.
Dang.
I just rolled damage.
Dang,
I got
so-
4.
So they stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast?
Wait, I think that's very funny.
Good, very good one.
That was well done.
Let's end there for today.
Alright.
No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, he staggers around, and Sir Gildry's up next. And
What's he gonna do?
he looks at you guys, and he's like, "Do you know what's happening here?"
Yeah, we saw this coming.
He's a werewolf.
Your king is actually a werewolf.
And as he's turning around to talk to you guys,
Oh no.
Oh, he's
Dellworth
gonna die.
comes up behind Sir Gildry, like staggers back to his feet, grabs him with both of his hands, and gnaws at him.
Ew.
Gets like the side of Sir Gildry's face, and Sir Gildry screams out. He says, "No, my beautiful looks!" And then the werewolf collapses onto the ground, and you see the hair like retract back into his body, and you see his eyes grow from yellow to white and finally closed, and he's crumpled to the ground, and he looks like he looked like before, but he's not moving. And I think at this point you are out of initiative.
We are out of initiative, Nick and me.
Yeah, what
What?
about the commotion that's going on outside?
Well, Zimgor was defeated, and
Oh, yeah.
the guards aren't fighting each other, so they are also not fighting.
Oh,
And
nice.
Ted went to help Jenna and stabilized her.
So,
Okay.
Gildry, are you okay?
His like breathing's pretty erratic, but his eyes are open. He's looking like back and forth, and he's like, "What happened?" And then he scrambles up and he looks at Dellworth, and he's like, "No, my lord!" And he goes to kneel beside him, and he like puts his ear to his mouth and like to his chest, and he's like shakes his head. He's like, "No!" He like slams his hands on the ground, and he looks up at you guys, and he's like, "Who did this?"
He was a werewolf.
We don't know. We really don't know much.
All we know is that
We probably should know more, given what we did.
Who did this, and why'd you know about it?
Well, fortunately, the only intelligence that we got was correct. So at least we were right that he was a werewolf.
The random piece of paper that made us think he's a werewolf.
He starts crying. There's like tears coming down his eyes. The priest kneels down too and starts muttering like prayers.
But should we try to bring him back to life, you think?
he's a werewolf.
Do you think the werewolfness is gone?
No?
Because we could definitely just bring him back to life with the phoenix's tear.
I just
But I
want-
thought you were saving that for your rabbit.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think we should.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so what do you guys do?
I mean, we did what we came here to do. Might as well be on our way, I guess. Glad you're safe, Sir Gildry. Sorry it had to end this way.
Maybe we should see if there's any other information we can get.
You
Yeah, I
look-
would like to check the king's pockets to see.
No, that's not what I meant.
Oh, yeah, wrong time. Never mind.
Sir Gildry looks up at you, and half of his face is like torn off, basically. And what was a beautiful man is no longer.
Oh,
Maybe the biggest tragedy that we've seen so far in this story.
Two-Face.
Oh my gosh.
He takes out a coin, and he's like, "Heads or tails?"
The references have been really on point this time. I mean, I'm not proud of most of the things we've done, but I am pretty into the references.
At this very moment, the sun peeks over the horizon,
I'm gonna hold out.
streaming in through the window.
Oh my god,
and
I forgot it was nighttime.
It's a brilliant cascade of colors, and it's so beautiful.
I hold up my ring. That is supposed to do something in the sunlight.
Oh yeah, what does that do? Where did I put that?
Good remembering.
It does. Okay, that's what you do, Theeva. What's happening with you while I look up what this ring does?
We left off with me, and I was over with Jeneth. I check on Jeneth and see that she's good. It seems like Ted saved her. Yes.
Yes, her breathing is slowed. She's not waking up, but she is okay, you think.
I look at Bill and I tell Bill, make sure she's okay.
Bill's like, of course.
And I tell Bill, we need to go find our friends.
He looks at you and he's like, I think you should probably find your friends, and I think you should probably get out of here.
Got it. And I motion to Ted to come along with me, and I run back towards the entrance of the castle.
Okay. There was a decent amount of stuff that happened with them, so I'll give you a few more things to do. So you enter the castle again. It's crazy. At this point, Smee has entered the kitchen. You hear a bunch of clanging pots. You hear Grace shouting like, "Hey, get out of there!"
I'm gonna take a quick detour over to the kitchen.
No, I just baked that whole pie!
And I run into the kitchen.
Okay. You run into the kitchen. Smee is bounding off the counter. He's grabbed a fistful of pie and he's eating it. Grace is chasing after him with a kitchen knife.
Oh god. I yell, Smee!
Yes, Smee is having a great time!
Bring your pie and come this way.
He smushes it into his face and runs after you.
And
Grace is like, and who are you?
I'm gonna ignore her because whatever. I'm gonna take Smee. What are the other? There's the main entrance past everybody, and I'm gonna release him. It's gonna be like, go Smee, go. I walk him over to the main door and I say, be free, Smee.
Okay. He's like, Smee is grateful. And then as you turn around, he tries to pick your pockets.
Oh, Smee!
Oh, Smee!
Smee!
And he fails, but what does happen is he rips your bag a tiny bit, and a golden spoon falls out.
Of my bag? I have gold.
Yes.
Oh, it's planned.
And Smee grabs the golden spoon and looks up at you, just confused. And he says, Smee, what? He holds it up even closer and he's like, what? Smee, why you have this spoon?
I don't understand. Do I have a spoon? Am I being thick about this? I don't get it.
Smee was put in jail for stealing gold and silverware. He did not steal.
I don't know, Smee. I literally don't know. Why do I have a spoon?
Check your bag.
I don't have spoons.
You have one set of gold and silverware.
Oh, I do have a set. Oh no, Smee!
Did Smee plant it there? How did that happen?
I think she picked it up some.
I the forest, I think, grabbed it out
In the
of
forest, there was some gold and silverware on the edge, just off the beaten path. And there's a whole story behind the gold and silverware that you never asked about or uncovered or
I
investigated.
just took it.
You just took it and forgot about it, and now Smee knows,
Oh,
or at least he
man.
thinks he knows that you framed him.
I didn't frame him. I didn't know.
Smee
You
says,
should frame him again.
"You framed Smee.
And I say, no, Smee, I didn't.
You framed Smee." And he looks really sad, and he says, "Smee will be leaving now."
I don't know how to fix it.
And he runs off with the golden silver spoon,
Can you take the other silverware? I say, Smee. Is
and
he
he's
gone?
taken off.
Oh, I am so sad. At least I freed him.
At least you freed him.
Wait, I'm sorry. I mean, these guys steal stuff all the time. How is it the one thing I take from the side of the road gets Smee imprisoned?
There's all sorts of consequences I have in mind for all of your
Okay.
actions. But you had lots of time to remember that you had taken the gold and silverware and sorted it out, and you didn't.
No idea. I had no idea that I had it.
Okay, back to you guys. Cookie, as you raise this ring to the sun, the ring bursts with color. It was like a muted black, and now it's just like a rainbow of like reds and golds and blues, and you feel like a little bit lighter on your feet.
I jump.
You notice that it is easier to jump, and it feels almost like you had never lost your foot in the first place.
Yes.
You should look where your foot is.
I look at my foot.
It's still a peg leg.
Amazing. A superpower that brings me back to normal.
In the sunlight.
During the day.
What else are you guys doing?
Probably time to go.
Yeah. Should we say good? We should probably say goodbye.
Yeah, we should say goodbye to Smee.
Smee's gone.
Why?
They don't know that yet.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Where'd Smee go?
So what do you guys do? You're in this room. They're
Where'd
kneeling
Smee
by
go?
Dellworth. What do you guys do?
Let's just leave.
You just wordlessly turn around and leave?
Yeah, probably. What else would we do?
I don't know.
I mean-
I'm asking you guys.
You could just
You-
connect with Gildry in some way. You know, he might.
I take out a business card from my pocket and give it to Sir Gildry
You have business cards?
to connect with him.
You like prod it. You like prod him with it. You're like, here. And he just like wordlessly, without looking at you, grabs it and crinkles it up and throws it on the ground. He looks at you once again and he's like, tell me how you guys knew. Who did this to him?
I actually don't remember who told me, but it was somebody in the castle.
Did somebody in the castle tell us, or did we guess from the? I thought we guessed from the paper that we took out of the book.
Oh yeah, we
Remember?
we found this information in an abandoned house.
Well, it's just like a piece of paper that just told you Dellworth was made into a werewolf by so-and-so?
Yes. Well, no, not by so and so. I don't think so.
We don't read Elvish. We don't actually know.
Do you guys remember what the paper said?
No, can
all
we
of them-
remember?
That the paper was a spell to try and prevent the lycanthropy curse, stopping someone from turning into a werewolf.
Oh.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it was something about lycanthropy.
So how did we find out that the king was a werewolf? You know what it was? We got a silver knife and we were told to murder him. So we drew an
Oh, we
inference.
made a connection.
And
Who?
we'd also gotten, we'd
He-
also found a piece of paper with stuff about werewolf.
He like grabs your arm, Cookie, and he's like, who told you to kill him?
I don't remember. Ask somebody else.
I'm gonna do a history check.
You guys don't remember? It was Penny.
Oh.
Well, do we want to tell him that it's Penny?
You better not give Penny up.
Wait, is there anyone who's dead who we can tell him it was? Who died? Did anyone die?
That one guard.
If you
Oh yeah, it was the guard. The guard told
but you don't actually know his name because you never
the
asked.
head guard told us. I don't know his name.
Dead guard.
You don't know the head guard's name. You don't know the other guard's name who died. You don't know any of these names.
Yeah. The head guard told us, Sir Gildry.
What?
The head guard told us, Sir Gildry.
Matthias?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't ask for his name.
He was just in here telling us the Dragonborn was loose on the castle, and we didn't listen. And he looks up at you, Steve, and he says, why would he warn us about that if he told you to do it?
You must have had the wrong Dragonborn.
He looks at you two and he's like, I'm starting to think that this was your guys' plan all along.
Nah, we're not that smart.
He stands up.
But also, he was a werewolf, so what's his issue?
Yeah, what's your problem? We figured out that he was a werewolf before you did. How did you not know that? You're literally his henchman. Or his
He
right-hand
puts
man.
his hand on his hilt of his sword and he says, you were lying to me about who turned him into a werewolf and who told you to come in here and kill him. I don't trust you at all.
Well, I don't trust you either. You prevented us from killing him. You didn't even know he was a werewolf. Whose side are you on?
I was on his side. He draws the sword.
Oh, guys,
Oh,
come
why are
on.
you drawing your sword? I'm gonna persuade him to put his sword away. Put that away.
What are you going to say? You're saying all the wrong things.
Please put that away, sir. Sir Gildry.
And why do you think I should do that?
You just got your face bitten off by a werewolf, and we were the ones who saved you. You would have died.
He was a literal werewolf.
Roll persuasion.
When I said connect with him, like I didn't mean get into another fight. Gosh, you guys are also almost dead.
I got 20.
Good.
He drops the sword. He also drops down to a knee and like starts breathing a little bit heavier.
Are you gonna turn into a werewolf now? Because you
He's
got
like-
bit?
He's like, God, I hope not. He turns to the priestess and he's like, you'll help me, won't you? And she like looks at him like with a worried expression and she nods. And he looks at you guys and he's like, please, last chance, tell me what you know about who did this.
Tell him about the house.
Well, we already did. We found something about lycanthropy in a house, in an abandoned house with an eye. Temple of the Eye, maybe? There was someone there.
He swallows hard and he's like, there was a man of magic who would come around here about once a month and we'd all clear out and he'd meet with Dellworth privately and then he'd leave.
Oh, that's
Nice.
probably who it was then.
Fix the werewolf business. But how do you become a werewolf in the first place? I need to know these things.
He looks at you and he's like, did he do it? Was he trying to fix him or was he trying to hurt him?
We don't know. Do you want to join our party and find out with us?
And find out next episode.
No, my calling is here. He looks around and he's like, I'll serve the Dellworth family as long as I live.
Are you next in line? Who's the king now?
He grimaces and he's like, he like kind of cries out again and slams the ground and he's like, just in grief, and he looks back and he's like, it's his sister. Gosh, I hope he wake up soon.
Why'd you say it like that?
He looks out and he's like, I can't tell her right now.
Oh, you just feel bad for her? I thought she was like a bad person too or something from the way you said that. That's a relief.
Like, I love all the members of the Dellworth family. He starts crying.
I'm sorry.
I love them
Sorry.
like my own family.
That's pretty rough. I guess we should get going now.
He's like, thanks for the information. I wish you would talk to us first before just coming and trying to stab him in his own bed over and over.
Sorry. We could have been a little more tactful, I guess, instead of our methods are a little
Just
dirty.
go. Get out of here. Leave me here. Please.
We go.
While just being like,
Okay. You guys leave, right?
Yeah.
Theeva, are you gonna run up the stairs to try and find them, or are you waiting down there?
I'm still outside the door where I've released Smee, and I am feeling sad.
Okay, you're just standing there feeling dejected.
Yeah.
Ted runs in, he sees you, he's like, oh, what's the matter, Theeva?
It's all my fault. Poor Smee.
You two come running down the stairs. The scene down here has quieted down a little bit, and you guys look really bad off. You look like you're in pain. The other knight looks up at you guys, and he's like, "Man, where are you guys coming from?
Hey,
Troublemaker."
Steve, where are we coming from?
I don't know. Where are we coming from?
We were just going.
He looks at you and he's like, "Good, I'll get out of my way." He shoves you and runs up the stairs, and you're all reunited.
I suggest we find a place to sleep.
Yeah. Maybe not here. Let's probably leave really fast.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Let's just
Something
decide.
bad just happened, Theeva.
So how do you guys get out of here?
We should go out the secret exit.
But that means going back into the castle. We're already outside of the castle.
Well, we need my pig.
No, you're inside.
Oh, No, we're inside the castle still. Yeah.
You're right outside
Let's
the
go.
door to the kitchen.
Oh.
Where was.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to
oh
Steve
my
Jr.
god. I forgot about Steve Jr. Yeah, let's go back the way we came then.
Okay,
Let's
so you
walk
guys
over.
go down the stairs. You notice when you enter the room, the food storage room, that the barrel's shoved aside and the hay is no longer there.
Oh no, Steve Jr. escaped.
You climb down the ladder, and there's no Steve Jr. The barrel that was blocking his way is pushed over, and you see a note attached to the barrel.
What does it say?
Who grabs it?
Me.
Okay, Steve, I'm gonna send you what this letter says. You can feel free to read it out, or yeah, just tell me what you want to do with it. Are you gonna read it to anyone, or are you just reading it to yourself?
I'm gonna read it to everyone. My dearest, withery serpentine cookie.
What? This sounds great.
I will start with a deep, profound apology. Shortly after I took leave of you near the dungeon, I realized my best way out was not through the front gate. No, there were guards everywhere. The chaos was not one even I could take advantage of. Ascertain there
Oh no.
have been a way in that I hadn't thought of, that perhaps you had even taken advantage of. So I looked, and aha, I found it. Clever hiding spot. Once I descended, it was dark.
It's Franklin. It's Franklin, isn't it?
And as capable as I am in many facets, physical maneuvering is not one of them. I tripped over a barrel, knocking it over, and the pig you were no doubt keeping here for a tasty meal after your conquest escaped, riotously grunting down the same tunnels I planned on utilizing for my escape. If I had not anything to give you but this note, I would consider myself indebted in use, my dear sir. Though if you could find yourself on the other side of the coin than I, don't be surprised if this debt does not maintain any kind of permanence. I also have to admit, I lied a little to you when I confessed my crimes to be financial in nature.
Oh no!
They are not quite so. Perhaps one day I will tell you about them, overseeing profits. I can only hope. I hope you did a swell job of killing the king. Sowing chaos is something I will always get behind. Speak again soon. I will be in touch. -F.
Oh no!
I knew it. My best friend.